Hello, my creative and crafty friends. This is Gloria Plunkett with Designs by Gloria, here to share with you a cute project. This is not it, but I'm going to start with this one. This is what you've seen in our August to December mini catalog. And this is just one of our standard 2 coffee cup holders. I've used one of these little containers. It's plastic that I found at the Dollar Tree. Filled it up with some shreddies and then added a little topper on here as one of my projects. So I've got this one. And then the next thing I did using that was I deconstructed the double and made it into a single. Isn't that cute? So this is the using the fall type of papers and such, again from the August to December mini catalog. So I was able to work that one. And then I thought, you know what? I wonder if I take the template from I took the deconstructed piece and put it on some regular copy paper and just kind of drew where my lines would go and where I needed to cut. And so I went ahead and made myself a little template. And I went ahead and used it to create my template for you to use going forward. In case you want to make a single one and don't want to deconstruct the double, you can go ahead and make a single, as long as you have 12 by 12 cardstock. And our cardstock comes in the Regals, the Subtles, the Brights, and the Neutrals collections, along with all the in colors that you can get in a 12 by 12 sheets. So depending on what you want to do, what designer series paper you're going to use, you can use any of the cardstocks and coordinating designer series paper. So I've got that, and I've got a template for you in instructions on how to do this, so you don't need to write anything down. So I did that, and I created this little single cup holder. I have my granddaughter here, Kirsten Lila. Say hi, Kirsten.
Hi.
And she's just here wanting to say hi to everybody. So anyway, I created this using the Halloween type paper, but I didn't want it to be too ghoulish or anything, so I went ahead and used some cutesy paper from that collection and created this cute little single holder. Now if you notice from the one I deconstructed, it's just a little bit taller, the original, but it's really not that noticeable. You could actually make it a little bit taller if you wanted to, and just cut your box higher than 8 inches by 12 inches like I have in my instructions. So you can play with it yourself and see which one you like better. So we're going to take an 8-inch by 12-inch piece of cardstock, and we're going to score on the 12-inch side at 1 inch, 3 3/4. Again, I've got a template for you that has all the measurements, so you don't need to write it down. And then 6 1/2 and 9 1/2. I mean 9 1/4. I apologize. Then we're going to turn it on its side, onto the 8-inch side, and we're going to score it 3 1/2 and 5 3/4. And that makes your template kind of looks like this. So then what I did is I centered this on my cardstock, and then I just used a pencil to lightly color where I was going to make those little curvatures here. And you can use anything that you want. I used the heartwarming dies to cut out the little place where I'm going to put my ribbon here. So I just went ahead and used that. But you can use your circles, your ovals, a punch, whatever you've got. So when I ran it through the Big Shot, because I wanted to use a die, I went ahead and folded this bottom tab. And that fits perfectly inside of your die cut and emboss machine. And I just put my die and ran it through. Again, I went ahead and put a little pencil line where I wanted to make some cuts. And that is going to create this little areas right here on your coffee cup holder. So now all I did was come with my paper snips and trim that out just like that. And if I had any pencil marks left, I went ahead and just erased them with my eraser. Come here. Now I didn't bring my trimmer, but you could use your trimmer and then just trim here. I'm just going to go ahead and use my paper snips. They're so sharp. And I've already got my score lines on here. that it shouldn't be a problem following where I need to cut. Okay? And that creates this little template here. The only thing I need to cut out is this little square on the bottom left corner. And we're going to cut that out. Again, I'm just going to use my paper snips because I've got them handy right here. And there you have your box. Okay, now we're going to use our bone folder and score on all the score lines, including the score lines this way. Come all the way up here and give it a good burnish. Bone folder is always a good tool to have in your arsenal because it just makes everything so much more crisper. Now we're going to take our paper snips and cutting from the bottom to the first intersecting score line. We're going to cut there. There. This is so easy, y'all. So easy. You're going to love putting this together. All right, so I've got all my score lines cut. Before I assemble mine, I like to go ahead and add my designer series paper panels here. The cardstock pieces I cut are cut at 2 by 2.5. Designer series paper is cut at 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. So what I'm going to do is, oh, can you get me my glue from the?
The one with the little stick in it?
Yep. I'm going to adhere my little designer series paper panel to my cardstock. So let me just quickly do that. And I like using the multi-purpose liquid glue because it gives me time to manipulate my paper and get it just where I want it, because I can't always get things perfectly straight. These old eyes don't work like they used to. And this designer series paper is, the stuff's going all over the place, so there's no really directional place that you need to make sure you have it. But in case you do, if you use a kind of directional type designer series paper, pay attention when you get ready to put your panels on what direction they're all going, or you might end up with one going one way and the other going the other way. Okay, I get those on here. All right, then all I do is add some more adhesive. You could use your Stampin' Seal Plus, your Stampin' Seal, tear and tape, whatever you want. Like I said, I need a little wiggle room time, manipulation time, in order to make sure I get these as straight as I can. Now, it is handmade, so it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I know some of you love perfect.
I do.
I can't do perfect because I'm not even close to doing perfect. So that goes here. One more panel. See how easy this comes together? Just, oh, I love it. I shared it with my upline at a holiday get together we had last Saturday, and I shared it with my team as well. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue here on the side panel, and this folds perfectly because we measured it pretty well. And there you have it. So what I'm going to do now is fold down the two sides in, and I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive here, maybe a little bit more over here, and fold this down. And typically I like to use my bone folder and give it a little burnish, make sure those stick nice and well. And then I want this front panel to be the last one I put in, so I'm going to put the back panel. I'm going to add some adhesive here, and then I'm going to add some more adhesive here to make sure this doesn't come apart on me. Once I have it just like I want it, again, I use my bone folder to burnish that adhesive in there nicely. And basically, there you have your holder. Is that not the easiest thing? What I did was, for this particular one, I hadn't used my red velvet. I don't know what happened. kind of got interrupted my video, so let me just continue from where I was. So I'm going to add now these little leaves with some mini glue dots, just because it's easier right now I'm on video. Now, add those to give my project a little bit more dimension. And I've got that complete. Is that not adorable? I would love to get something like this. I don't know about you. I've already added some of the Coordinating Designer Series paper from the Poinsettia Designer Series paper pack. I added a little sentiment, some more Designer Series paper, stamped a few images. I cut out one of the velvet hearts from the set, and then that's going to go there. I'm going to add a piece of ribbon here, and I'm going to call this project complete. What do you think? I absolutely love it. I hope you do too, and I hope you give us a try and let me know that you did. Talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.